What is going on, everybody out there? Thought I'd jump on tonight and do a live stream. We're going to cover a couple of things. Number one, we're going to pick a winner for February. Had a few people asking about that. There wasn't a lot of people, of course, that are going to be entered into this last month's drawing. And as a lot of you may know, how we're going to do these drawings from now on is basically I'm just going to do them on the live stream, and anybody that shows up for the live stream, I'm going to do my giveaways that way. So no purchase necessary or anything like that. But I'm going to go ahead and finish off last month's the way I've been doing it since I had already told people that. And then from this point forward, we'll just do random giveaways doing some of my live streams. So if you're interested, hey, always try to be here for the live streams. So that's number one, pick a winner. Number two, we're going to discuss me potentially upgrading my system and getting a Flex Boss 18 and maybe doing some things with that. And basically trying to get your advice as well. So if you're interested in giving some advice, hey, let me know down in the chat what you think once we get into that topic. And number three, what we're going to do is show you my current system so you'll know what we're discussing and why I'm potentially going to do some upgrades. And, because I don't really have grid input or whatever with my system. So we'll just go ahead and jump into it real quick. So for anybody that just jumped on, looks like we already got about 12 people watching. Number one, we're going to pick a winner for February. Number two, we're going to talk about the Flex Boss and some other new equipment that potentially I may be getting to upgrade my system with. And number three, I'm going to show you my system. And we're going to go ahead and start out with number three, showing you my system, what I currently have. I'll show you my solar panels, my inverters, and just tell you a little bit about it so you know what I got going on. So let's go ahead and jump over to this page here. I'm going to go ahead and screen share right quick. And let me go ahead and jump into the comments. Hey, Bob, what's going on? He said, howdy. Let me go ahead and add that to the stream. Hey, welcome to the stream. All right. So as you can see here, this is my main array for my house. So basically I have two systems. I have one system that runs my house and one system that's running my building right here. So we're just gonna be talking about basically my house this time. So this right here is a 28 panel, my main array, my first array that I built. And it's basically 445 to 455 watt solar ever panels, 28 of them. And basically those are gonna be going into, you go ahead and get over here so I can show you. That's going into a couple of these 6000 XPs. So two of these 6000 XPs have those 28 panels going into them. Basically this one and this one right here. And so I have the third inverter and I have a tilt array on this one. So let's go ahead and show you that. If I can get to it. Got my stuff popping up on the bottom here. Come on, thing. All right, stuff don't want to work with me here. All right, there we go. And so right here is going to be my tilt array. And I think I have 12 of the Hyundai, I think it's 305 watt panels on this. And that tilt array works great. People have been asking a lot about if it survived windstorms and everything else. We've had windstorms, snowstorms, hailstorms, and, up to 50, probably maybe just a little more than 50-mile-an-hour winds, gust, not sustained, but maybe like 35 to 40-mile-an-hour sustained for a while. 50-mile-an-hour gust, it's been fine. It's still standing. And I didn't flatten it out all those times, which I said I was going to do that when I first did it, but I haven't been doing that. Let me go ahead and jump back into the comments right quick so I don't miss anybody. Hey, Mike, what's going on from Bridge Creek, Oklahoma? And Donald from Central Florida. Hey, that's a good thing. Hey, if you're from wherever, just tell me down in the chat. I like to see where people's from. Sometimes we get people all across the country, internationally, all over the place. So no matter where you're at, hey, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you at. And of course, right here, it's going to be nighttime. So let's go ahead and jump back over here and I'll show you what kind of batteries I got. And basically, let's see, I might have a little video here that can kind of show you some of the stuff. Turn that sound down. But basically, as you can see, I got the three 6000 XPs. Then I have quite a few batteries sitting there on the ground. I'm gonna have 20 batteries total, which is about 100 kilowatt hours, maybe just a little bit over that. Then I have two of the server racks and basically got 6 batteries a piece in those. And the stuff's doing pretty good, especially since I upgraded up to 100 from 85. Of course, it's going to last longer, especially for my size family. So let's go ahead and look at the pictures as well. So those are going to be your 2 racks that I got. And let's show this right here. And this right here. As you can see, the batteries on the bottom as well. Of course, the cabling is a little bit of a mess. I used to have a wireway there, but then when I moved some stuff around, I kind of moved everything because it's easier just to work on the stuff when there's not a wireway there. So basically, I took it down because the stuff wasn't completed. But eventually, I'm gonna get all this stuff lined out, and that's what we'll be talking about tonight. Let me go ahead and go back over to myself. So basically, what I'm thinking is I'm getting a FlexBoss 18 to do some testing on, and I already have the 12K PV over here. So let's say that I took I guess I can go ahead and show you. Let's go ahead and do a screen share, and I'll go ahead and show you what I'm thinking. If I can find it. All right, and so I'm getting one of these FlexBoss right here, the FlexBoss 18, and we'll go ahead and talk about the specs a little bit. Basically, it's gonna have 13 kilowatts of output and 10 continuous if you don't have PV or grid. So that 13 is with PV or with grid, just so everybody knows. And of course, it's going to take in 18 kilowatts of solar, so that'd be pretty good. If I combine this with the 12K, which has an 8 kilowatt output, that'd be 18 to 21 kilowatts of output, which would be plenty for my house, pretty much at any given time. And so I was thinking about getting that, and then getting the Grid Boss here, because you can connect all these hybrid inverters to that, and then hook it to your panel, have grid power going into this. And basically, I don't have to worry about running out of power because I have grid power, and it'll be able to charge you to be able to set it back and charge when you get to 30% or 20% or wherever you want to start at. So that's the problem with my other system. As y'all might have been able to see, is I don't have grid power going to that thing. It's out in my building. Let's go ahead and come back to me. Basically, it's out in my building, my other building, and I have my whole system out there, and it's just backfeeding into my house just like a generator would. So there's no grid input. So all I'm doing is completely off grid when I turn the grid power off. So I turn the grid power off just like you would a generator, turn your generator switch on, which is basically my solar, and that's what's running my house. And that's why I run into a problem sometimes, because you don't have enough sun. It's been pretty cloudy here lately. I'll go ahead. I got Solar Assistant hooked up to those EG4 batteries now. I did that about 3 or 4 days ago, and I'll go ahead and show you what I got with that as well. And then I'll go to the comments and see what everybody's saying. Let's see here. Let me go back to screen share. Let's go over here to Solar Assist. So today it was pretty cloudy, and as you can see, I pulled in. You might not be able to see it. Can y'all see that, or should I highlight it a little bit or zoom in? All right. I zoomed it in a little bit, but basically I pulled in 66 kilowatts today, and I didn't even have my house running on solar because I was doing some other work over there. So my house has been running on the grid, but I do have my car charging over there. That's why you see this load right now. So you see that 4,000 watts coming out. That's my car charging. So, I do have a little bit of power coming out, but we can go over here and look on the graphs and on the charts and see that the solar was pretty bad here recently. Go ahead and scroll over. Let me do it for like last 7 days, and then you'll be able to see. So, alrighty. So as you can see, none of the, like yesterday, it was super cloudy, and then today, let me scroll back over here. I think I've zoomed in too much. All right. And then today, today I did a little bit. I got 60 some, which you might not be able to see it because it might be cutting it off a little bit. Can y'all see that? It's cutting it off a little bit, but as you can see today, did pretty good. A couple days ago, in the middle of the day, the best part of the day wasn't doing much. And then the day before that is the day I hooked it up. Didn't pull on a lot that day either. But that's basically why I want to upgrade potentially to the hybrid inverters. So what do you guys think? Should I potentially upgrade to the hybrid inverters, move it on the outside close to my house, maybe right on the outside of my house on the wall, and then have grid input, and then I don't have to worry about the stuff ever? It is going to be, of course, a lot of money. So that is my one factor that's going to be stopping me, of course, like all of us. So let me jump in the comments and see what everybody's saying real quick about this potential upgrade and what y'all think. Would y'all do it? Let's see here. All right. We got Dwayne. He's in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Bob, he's from Texas, and but live in the mountains of western New Mexico, it looks like. Bebop, hey, what's going on? Vermont. Let me go ahead and add these comments. I keep forgetting that. Got Richard from Vermont. And let's see, we got Stephanie. Had a friend in Bridge Creek. He died on May 3rd. Oh man, that's unfortunate. Let's see. We got John. Hey, what's going on, John? John says, "Are you concerned with all the with fire with all the solar gear? My system is running nicely, but I'm very fearful of fire and code compliance and home insurance as it relates to the solar system." I mean, not really. I mean, like I said, all my stuff is out in detached buildings, and I just have it running back in like a generator would, I guess. And even if I get these hybrid inverters, I'm thinking that I would just build something out away from the house a little bit. I would be more worried about the inverters than the batteries myself. So, I'm not super worried about it myself, but the things I have seen go wrong are usually to do with the solar wiring or your inverters. I haven't really seen much going on with the batteries. They're fairly safe from what I've seen. It is doomed in San Francisco Bay Area today as raining continuously for 3 days. Oh man, that's terrible. Yeah, I've been having a lot of rain here too, so I ain't got a ton of solar. Today was probably my best day for a while, and that's nowhere near enough. My battery was down to like, I don't know, it was super low. That's why I didn't even run the house. Plus, I was working on the system, doing a couple of things to make some videos of. Donald says, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Yep, that is true. That is true, definitely. So, and that's another thing. If I go with the hybrid inverters, my batteries are not outdoor rated. All my batteries are indoor rated. So I have to get some more batteries. And maybe what I would do is just use my current system and run part of my house and then use the new stuff to run my main part of my house. I don't know. It's just something I'm throwing out there. I can make some more content of it for sure, because I am going to be getting a FlexBoss 18 and doing some testing on it. And I just don't know if I should also get the Grid Boss and then tie in this 12K here and try to see if they would both work. Somebody might be interested in that bought the 12K and then they're like, that's not enough power. They want to get another inverter. So they end up getting another hybrid inverter and just tying them both together with a Grid Boss that probably wasn't out whenever they got the 12K or something like that. You just never know. Somebody might be interested in it. Let's go over here. John says, Richmond, Texas, Houston region. So it looks like we got 26 people on the stream right now. So if you haven't commented down in the chat, let me know where you're from. And also let me know what you think. Should I just leave it as it is and keep my system? I could always take, I guess, and run. It would be pretty hard, but I could get some really big wire and run grid power from my main panel out to my inverters. But it would be pretty costly just because of wiring cost. And I would still have to take all my breakers that are in my main panel and move them to a sub panel, because my meter basically goes straight into the panel, the main breaker. So there's not a breaker in between there for me to switch everything and have the grid coming off of it and then have that breaker off and have all my stuff still running on solar. Either it's off or on. There's no in between, because there's nothing in between it. And I'm not trying to do a bunch of permits and stuff to pull the meter and change all that stuff. No, I'm not doing all that, not unless I really have to. And so I would just take and put me another sub panel, I guess, right next to it and move all my breakers over. It'd be a little time consuming, but I think it would be worth it in the end if I end up doing that. Bob, let's see what Bob's got to say. It says, my solar shed with inverter and batteries is away from the house. It was easier to tie into existing grid and panel there. Plus, I have a 240 volt line going over to well from there. Yeah, I only have 120 volt, like a 20 amp breaker basically going out to my building. So I can't really run anything off of that, because when I ran power to the building, I was just running for lights and to run a couple of plugs, and that was it. I didn't think about the future, that's for sure. Because it's not a big old building, and I didn't think I was going to have a bunch of equipment out there or anything. This was way before I got into anything solar related, that's for sure. So let me see here. And make sure I'm not missing anything. So we discussed my current system. We discussed maybe upgrading to the FlexBoss or the Grid Boss or something like that. Let's go ahead over here and look at that again. So, the stuff is, it's going to be fairly expensive. I don't know if the prices on this went up just now. I can't remember. I can't remember what the price was before. It's not terribly priced, but when you got to buy several different things, including batteries, that price is going to go up quick. If it was just one thing, it'd be something, but You know, I definitely want to be able to test some of this stuff out. Even if I just get the grid boss that's through testing and put it out here in the building for testing, I think that'd be pretty cool too. Because a lot of people are getting this equipment and they have questions about it. And the only way I'm gonna be able to come up with any answers is testing it out and playing with it. Let's see. Um, Off Grid Wannabe says cheaper to add another system instead of heavy wire. I mean, I'm not gonna say it would be absolutely cheaper, but I just don't know if it'll be worth it if at some point I want to upgrade to different inverters that are going to go on the outside. I could clear out the building as well at some point if I had all this stuff on the outside and had more room in my building. You know, not necessarily the best reason in the world, but it would be nice to have all this stuff on the outside. But there may be some pros and cons to that. My parents, I put their 18K. Let me go back to myself over here. My parents, I put their 18K PV on the outside, but their stuff is kind of in a fence in their backyard. If I do it, I don't have a fence, so I mean, I guess somebody could go over there and technically mess with the stuff. If they just want to come in your yard and mess with it. So, but the Flex Boss doesn't have a screen on it, so they wouldn't be able to change anything. I guess they could open it up if you leave it unlocked or something like that. I'm pretty sure it has locks on it like the 18K PV does, but I don't know. I just think of weird stuff. I don't know if that would happen, but that's definitely something. Maybe that's why they took the screens off of them. Who knows? I'm sure it was to save a little bit of money. And I think they do have an option to add a screen. Gavin on his channel showed that on the FlexBoss 21. So you can add the little screen and just plug it in. But I think it's about $100 if you want it. Let's see here. Bebop. Bad news. Chinese vendor I follow said this morning that as soon as their stock is depleted, battery sales will increase 100%. I mean, it's going to happen. There's been a lot of people upset because Signature Solar, of course, raised their prices on some of their stuff. And it is what it is. You get tariffs. I mean, they are a business. I don't want to see price increases because I'm having to pay for the stuff too. A lot of the stuff I have, I paid for. I have got a few things here and there from Signature Solar, but I mean, I'm not getting everything free. I'm not made of unlimited money. That's for sure. Like anybody that's on here, at least. I'm sure somebody is. I mean, if you're Elon Musk or somebody, maybe. Let me see here. John Guyver says, I love the hybrid gear, water resistant, sealed, but I would suggest having a small AC system to keep the electronics cool. Number one reason for electronics failure is heat. Yeah, so with my parents, when I put their 18K PV outside, I built that solar pergola over it, and that keeps it in the shade, which keeps it at a more reasonable temperature. And it seems to be doing pretty good. It's been there, I'm pretty sure, over a year now, or right at a year, and still running good. I guess I'm going to have to go there and look at it. I look at it when I walk by it every once in a while, but I haven't really opened it up in a while. So maybe we'll have to do that. And welcome everybody to the stream. What this stream is going to be about for anybody that just joined us, we're going to pick a winner tonight for February for my giveaway. And then from now on, the giveaway is going to be different. It's just going to be people who show up to the live stream like you guys tonight. From now on, after this one, we'll just do a giveaway randomly. I'll just do a stream. And if you're on here, I'll do a giveaway. And I guess we can talk about what we're going to give away tonight as well. So I don't even know if I have it pulled up. Let me go ahead and pull it up first. Let's see here. All right, just give me just a second to pull this up. And of course, it's not going to work. So basically what I plan on giving away tonight, because I only had like 8 sales in February, so I made very little bit of money. So I'm going to give away some of the surge protection devices, the Midnight, Midnight Solar surge protection. I'm going to give away the AC and the DC side surge protection. So you'll be able to add that to your system to protect it against lightning. You don't want the stuff to get damaged, and you just do all you can. And I figured that's something that everybody could use. Even if you already have some kind of surge protection device, you can add this one as well, to protect your system. And I definitely appreciate everybody that made purchases. I wasn't able to do a battery again. I think I did a battery last month, and most of that cost was I just paid for, not from the channel paying for it, because I didn't make enough money. I just paid for it myself. So I can't keep doing that every single month when I'm not really making anything. So this month, not going to be able to do it. But let me see if I can find this midnight solar stuff. Let me see here. Surge protection. All right, here we go. Let me go ahead and share the screen. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So basically these right here. I seen a 600 volt one for the DC, and then the 300 AC one, and then you'll be able to cover your AC side and your solar side. And we'll do that here in just a few minutes. I'm just going to look back to the comments right quick and make sure nobody has anything. Let's see. When connect solar system to powerhouse with a transfer switch, do you need a separate ground rod for your inverter, or just use the ground from the main electrical panel? Now, like I said, I am not an electrician, but I'm just using basically the ground from the system. So you need a ground. Basically, you're supposed to have your DC and your AC grounds separated. So if it's for your AC for your inverter, it's gonna be AC, and if it's like a ground for like your solar and stuff like that, that needs to be separated. That's basically all I know. I'm not saying I'm 100% correct. I'm not an electrician, so you're gonna have to look up all that stuff yourself just to verify all that. And you can always contact Signature Solar, and they're gonna give you any kind of information you need about your setup. But 2 separate grounding rods, at least 6 feet apart, is what I do for AC and DC. So, Bebop says those are nice. Yep. I mean, I've heard a lot of good stuff about Midnight Solar. I have some of these, and I'm getting ready to install them, and I'm gonna make a video of them, and then I'm gonna send them to somebody, whoever wins them tonight. And does affiliate really make YouTubers money though? Some, if you got a big enough channel, for sure. I mean, I've made a little bit of money through affiliates, and I don't have a big channel. Not recently, not in the last few months, but last year, for sure. So, I mean, I definitely appreciate everybody that made purchases through my links. You know, it definitely helps out the channel. It's how I bought a lot of the stuff that I have, and just able to do all these giveaways and stuff like that. Without people buying stuff or supporting my channel, I can't keep buying stuff. So, you know, that's the way I've been able. I think we gave away maybe 3 or 4 battery, like 48 volt batteries, server rack batteries. So, I mean, I think that's pretty good, you know, for a giveaway at least. So I definitely appreciate everybody that supports me, and I'm trying to support you guys back. Unfortunately, if I'm not getting a lot of sales, I can't keep doing server rack batteries. That's why it's going to be at a lower level tonight, but still a couple $100 basically worth of stuff, which isn't bad. Michael Adams says, hello, everyone. Late logging in. Hey, well, we definitely appreciate you joining the stream. Looks like we got 40 people on the stream right now, and we definitely appreciate you. So I guess what we're going to go ahead and do is go ahead and pick the winner for last month. And so let me go ahead and pull up my number picker. And let's see here. All right, let me get over to this page. All right, can everybody see that? Let's go full screen. Bam. All right. Basically, I only had 8 sales last month, so it's only 8 people. So you got really good odds of winning this if you made a purchase through my links last month. Basically, I have the list right here. All right, let's go ahead and hit this spin button and see who's gonna win this. What number? Then I'll tell you the name. I got the numbers on here on this paper. Looks like it's going to be, bam, number 5. And number 5 is going to be, I don't want to mess the name up. I don't know if this is Sabi K or S-A. Let me go ahead. I'm going to put it in the chat, and then y'all can tell me how to say it. All right, I just put it in the chat, and everybody can figure out how to say that. I don't know if it's Sabi or I'm probably messing the name totally up. Sabi K or Sabi, I don't know. If I'm messing your name up, I'm sorry, but you're the winner. And what I'll do is email you tonight and go ahead and let you know, and you'll have 48 hours basically to contact me. And if you don't respond within that 48 hours, I'll go ahead and pick another person and then give them 48 hours to respond. If you respond within 48 hours and just verify your address and stuff like that, I'll go ahead and get them sent out to you. And definitely, I thank you for supporting me by using my links. And let's go ahead and jump back into the chat. I probably destroyed the name. If I did, like I said again, I'm sorry. And let me go ahead and jump back in it. And Stephanie says, congratulations. Yep, congratulations. Hey, it's always fun to get free stuff, even if it's not a server rack battery. You know, I think they'll definitely appreciate it, especially if it protects your system. So, you don't want to get your system messed up through lightning. So this is definitely one way to protect it. Let me go back over here. Done. All right. Ooh, let me click back off of this. All right. So if anybody's got any more questions about either my system or anything with Solar Assistant that you want to look at with what's going on with my stuff, hey, you guys let me know, and we'll stay on here a few more minutes. All right. Sleeper7 says, yes, Rodney is generous. I was one of the lucky battery winners. Bam. Hey, I definitely appreciate you for supporting the channel, and congratulations. It's always nice to get a free battery. We always need more batteries. I've never met anybody that said they were good with batteries and they had enough battery power. Basically, I have 100 kilowatt hours over there on my house right now, and I still would like to have 20 more. Why? Because like the last few days, it's been super cloudy, and it hadn't been enough power, so I had to go back to the grid. I don't think I can pull up anything that shows my grid stuff without showing all my information. But basically, I think for the last 3 or 4 days, I had been off grid until today. And so it's nice when you not have to pay electric bills. But hey, everybody, don't matter how big your system is, sometimes you need grid power if you're using it. So let's see. Richard says, congrats to the winner. Yep, for sure. Looks like we got might have a question here. What do you think about the eco-worthy 48 volt 100 amp hour? I don't see it added to your system. I plan to go with 6 of them as it is affordable. I have them on the system. I have 2 of them on there. Let me go back and show you. Let me share my screen. Hold on a minute. Let me find my pictures. Live pics. There they are right there. Bam, bam. Those 2 right there. They're in there. That's a part of that 100 kilowatt hours. So added 2 of those batteries, and they've been working great. And we're going to do a follow-up video on that. I just wanted to run it for a little while after I added it. Some reason that don't sound right. After they were added, I guess. So they've been working good, though. I've been checking on them and looking at them, and they seem to be working fine and seem to be at about the same state of charge as the other batteries, because they do have Bluetooth, so you can go into Bluetooth and check them out. Now, that's one of the things that I really like about those batteries is they have the Bluetooth communication, so I can go look at an individual battery that doesn't have a screen. So a lot of my batteries that don't have screens, I'm going to have to hook up my computer to it to see what the actual state of charge is. So that can be a little frustrating, especially if they just had it on the BMS, you could just walk in there and look at it right on your phone. So that's pretty awesome. I definitely like the 48 volt eco-worthy for the price. You really can't beat it. You definitely can't beat it now with all the other prices going up. I'm sure those prices are going to go up as well. So if you want one of those batteries, go check them out. Hey, and if you want one of the Flex Bosses as well, I just posted a link. So that's my affiliate link. If you want to go support me and buy a Flex Boss or buy anything, you use that link, go to Signature Solar and purchase anything. It's going to help me out and help the channel out. And as well, when I get the Flex Boss, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to work on getting you guys a little something extra off for that inverter once I start doing some videos. So you're definitely going to want to stick around for that. And we're going to see what we can do for you. Because, like I said, we do have the $50 off when you go use my link. But, we're always working to try to get something better than that. And if we're able to make that happen, I'm going to go ahead and share it with you as soon as I get that inverter. Let me see what we got on here. It says they now have 280 amp hour version, but does not have the AC breaker, which is a big no to me. So it doesn't have the DC breaker, you mean, for the battery? Yeah, I'm gonna need one of those. I like having a breaker. I want that thing to be able to trip if there's a problem, for one. Plus, I want to be able to just turn it off. I don't trust just a BMS button, like a power on and off button. Not with these lithium batteries. Bob says, even if I don't use the grid, I still have a connection fee and taxes, so $22 or so. Got my bill yesterday, $34. We do have snow and overcast days, but it's cheaper and easier than a generator set. Yeah, I'm never gonna get rid of grid power now. I want to run off grid all the time, but I'm not gonna get rid of it. Why? Because it's easy and simple to use. If I need it, I can plug in or just turn it on and use it. I just think it'll be a lot easier to use it if I have it integrated into my inverter, like 90% of the people probably do, where it's not running it like a generator, kind of like I'm doing it with no grid input. So I wanted a system that was completely off the grid and not connected to it anyway. If there was a problem with the grid, it wouldn't mess up my system. But since I still have that system, I could always get a hybrid and use that most of the time and have this as a backup. You know, I mean, I do YouTube videos on inverters and stuff like that. So I'm able to get some stuff, every once in a while for free. Then I just purchase the other stuff to make up for it. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Some of you said, you like the hybrid stuff. Some of you said keep what I got. But hey, just let me know down in the comments. John says I have 2 of the Ruxu version 2, I guess, batteries, wall mount batteries, and I guess it's a 16 kilowatt. They're awesome for the price, outdoor rated, and as plug and play as it gets. I prefer wall batteries. Whoop. I didn't read it fast enough. I prefer wall batteries versus server rack style for space utilization. Yeah, and I would like to get some of those, but like I said, the cost. It is a good cost. I've been looking at them in the last couple of days. I think the Ruxu or whatever. I don't know if I'm probably saying that name wrong too. I think it's about $3,400 for 16 kilowatts, which is about, I think I calculated, and it's actually on my piece of paper here. I think. No, not on this one. I had calculated the other day on a different piece of paper. I think it's about $230 some a kilowatt. And like the wall mounts for Signature Solar now are like 285 or 260, I think, depending on if you get the indoor or the outdoor. So it's a better price than those. I just don't know much about them. I know people have tested them and they said they were good to go. So it's probably a decent brand, but I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens. But I definitely like the outdoor rated at a better price. It'd be nice if they would send me some out. I know that's what everybody says. Everybody's going to want something for free. I'm no different than anybody else. So if they want to send me out a couple, if they're watching this stream, hey, go ahead and send me out a few. We'll test them out, make quite a few videos, and it should be fun. All right, we got 42 people on the stream right now. Let me go ahead and look back through the chat to make sure I'm not missing anything. And like I said before, if you got any questions, go ahead and put that down in the chat with a Q or just with a question mark, and I'll be able to find it. This is pretty much an impromptu live stream just for me to talk about maybe upgrading my system and to pick that winner, which congratulations again to, I'm going to say Sabi. I don't know if that's the name or not. It's probably not. Sabi K, I will email you tonight, and you just send me back the information within 48 hours, and I'll go ahead and send out your midnight solar surge protection devices. All right. Stephanie says, I just like the fact that they got heaters on wall mount batteries. Yeah, it's pretty cool having batteries that you don't have to worry about getting too cold in the winter. So early in the morning when it's going to be the coldest as possible, that thing can heat back up before your solar starts coming in and it's able to charge, and the BMS is not going to have it turned off. Because, of course, they're going to discharge even below freezing to a certain point, but you're not going to be able to charge it when it gets below freezing. It's going to tell it not to charge. And if you got solar coming in, you want your batteries to charge. So you might as well go ahead and use, a few watts to heat up your battery to get it prepared and prepped to charge it from solar. So definitely a great option that a lot of these batteries come with now. And a lot of these batteries also come with the I'm talking too fast. The fire suppression system's already built in as well. So if anybody's worried about that, we were talking about that earlier. Somebody brought that up about, am I worried about fires? Not really. I'd be more worried about the inverters than the batteries. So that's where all your wiring goes. And if you make any kind of mistake with your wiring or have some loose wires that's not torqued correctly, that could potentially cause a fire or some kind of short on a circuit board or something like that inside your inverter. And I'd be more worried about those than the batteries myself. So, whoop, whoa. All right, just messed that up. All right, customer service is what I see why most go to Signature Solar at a good price. Yeah, their customer service has definitely gotten faster and better over the years. Of course, when they first started growing real fast, they used to get a little behind. And nobody's going to be perfect. Let's just keep it real. There ain't nobody perfect out there. We can always run up on somebody that's having a bad day, you know, and you might not get the answer you want, or it might be a little slower than you want, or they got to send you to the next person because they just don't know. And, that's any company now. And I don't care where you go. You can go buy, people used to talk about Solark and Victron and everybody else. But, I mean, I've heard them having problems as well. So there's nobody perfect out there. But Citrus Solar, for the price, I mean, it's definitely worth a try, in my opinion. And the quality has went up as well. I mean, EG4 products with these Lux Power inverters, I mean, man, these things are awesome. So if you're interested, of course, just go check out my link. I just hit it again. I'm not just trying to make y'all buy something. Y'all don't have to buy nothing. But if you're already buying something anyway, you can use my link, and then I get a little commission from that. And so it doesn't cost you anything. And, of course, I definitely appreciate it, supporting the channel. Let's see what we got here. Bob, he says, I put a space heater in my solar shed plugged into a thermocube that will turn on at 35 degrees. So I guess that's just a little something that goes on the plug, I guess. So, yeah, I've heard of some devices like that. I didn't know it's called a thermocube. Maybe that's a brand or something, but, yeah, that is definitely pretty cool. Of course, I got a mini split on this building right here, and on my main building with my main solar system, all I have is a window AC. I took the heater out of it because it just seemed like it never needed it. And, if it was getting super cold, the inverters are running, trying to keep the house warm. And so it would stay warm enough in there where it wouldn't get below 32 degrees. And I am in southeastern North Carolina, so it's not like it gets super cold here. I'm not living in the Northeast or the North somewhere, in the Midwest. So, I'm not freezing to death. We have got a little bit of cold here recently, this year, but nothing as bad as you guys up there. And Bob says, yeah, Thermocube is a brand. Okay, yep. So I'm about to go check that out and look that up. I'm always interested in new stuff, and something I might have to use at somebody else's house when I'm installing solar for them or something. So, maybe they need a little heat in a little shed or something they got, and they don't have a ton of solar like I do running the whole house. They just have it maybe as a backup for emergencies. All right, we got 42 people watching the stream right now. And like I said before, I'm going to go ahead and discuss it again. I'm going to go ahead and show you my system real quick and tell you what I'm thinking about doing. And everybody that wasn't here at the beginning, you can tell me what your thoughts are on me upgrade to hybrid inverters from the EG4 stuff, from the 6000 XPs, I mean. So let me go ahead and go back to my screen share. So basically right now, this is what I got. I got the 3 6000 XPs. I have 20 batteries, 100 kilowatt hours of power. And then I have my solar coming in here. And I have 28 of the solar ever panels on my main panel. And they're 445 to 455 watts a piece. And then I have my tilt array, which is another 12 panels of the Hyundai's 305 watt. So total, I think this is about 16, probably a little more than 16 kilowatt hours of battery power. And of course, I have the server rack batteries over here as well on the side. And then the ones that were already on the ground, you probably already saw them. I'll go ahead and show you this video real quick of my stuff while I'm talking. But basically, I'm thinking about upgrading this system, and the wiring, of course, is kind of a mess. I got batteries sitting on the ground. I do have the nice Victron bus bars. I love those things. Those things are great, 1000 amp rated. And of course, I got the 12 server rack batteries here in the 2 racks, and they've been working great. And we're about to put out a video of me testing these things out, and I'll show you basically what I've been doing. Let me come back to me. I'll tell you what I've been doing. I ain't going to show you. I'm going to show you in the video that I do. But basically, I've been testing them out to see kind of what the state of health is and what the amp hours it has. And some of the batteries I have are about 4 years old now. Man, I've had that stuff this long. It was 2021. So it's going on 4 years, 3.5 years, whatever you want to call it. And, most of them are doing pretty good. And we're going to discuss it in the video and show you exactly each battery, what the amp hours it currently has and how many cycles they have. And I have some I tested that are the exact same amp hours. I have some that's a little less, but of course they're all within the what I would consider to be the normal range. The stuff is probably not going to be perfect. I had one that said it started out, I had it on a piece of tape. It said it started out at 105 amp hours and it said it's at 98 now. I don't know if that was right at the beginning. Maybe I didn't have the right amp hours when I tested it with a different computer or something like that. But, I don't think it would have dropped that far. But most of them are right there where they're supposed to be. The ones that I had, like, 98, the last time I checked it, it was still 98. The ones that said 100, still 100. So a lot of them are doing good. And we'll do a video testing that and showing you how they're doing. All right, let me look back at the comments, see if I missed anything. Bob says, we are at 7,800 feet elevation and at 24 degrees yesterday and snow. Man, that is crazy. I think that today it may have got up to about 60 degrees here, but the wind was probably blowing like 20 miles an hour. So, it wasn't hot, that's for sure. Robert says, not trying to dish you. What is up with all the wires? I took down my wiring trough when I was messing around and I never put it back, basically, So I know I need to clean the stuff up, but a lot of times when I get my stuff working, I don't want to go back and mess with it again. So I'd have to go disconnect all that stuff, and I'd planned on at some point fixing it or upgrading. And that's what I'm sitting here talking about, upgrading to the hybrid inverters. And if I end up doing that, then I can go back and clean all this stuff up because I'll be able to shut it down and run my house on something else, and then I won't be worried about it. This room, all that 6,000, let me go back to it. This room that all that stuff is in, I don't know why my bar keeps moving from one screen to the next. I'm trying to get it off. I don't know why it won't move. But basically, this room right here where all my stuff is at, nobody's going in there. It's just a building that's mine, and it's on the outside of the house or whatever, a detached building. Nobody's going in there. I'm not worried about anybody messing up anything. But yeah, the PV wires and all that stuff should be in conduit. None of it is to any kind of code. So I wouldn't recommend doing it that way. I did it like that because I took down my wiring trough, basically. Let's go back. Let's see. Robert says, I'm looking to build a rack like yours, the one that tilts. Yeah, that solar array that tilts, that thing has been working great. I recommend it to anybody. The only thing I would do is different is I would probably use, what I think I used a 4x6. I think it was originally. I would use a 6x6 for the post here. So your main post right there, I would use a 6x6. Not that I think the 4x6 is going anywhere, but I just think it would be just as easy to do a 6x6, and you have a little more confidence in it standing up to even higher winds and just different kind of loads, whether it be some kind of snow load or whatever. I think the 4x6 is going to be fine. I've seen like 50-mile-an-hour winds, a little more than 50-mile-an-hour gusts, and it's been totally fine. And that's even with it down like this. So most people are going to be good. Now, if you live in somewhere that's super, super windy, you might want to think twice or just build it at an 8x8 or something like that. You can always make it more sturdy. It's just an idea for somebody. Nobody has to do it exactly how I did it. I got the idea I drew it out. Then I looked on YouTube and I saw somebody that kind of had already did the same similar thing. And now I can't think of what his channel name is, but so kind of like took some ideas from him and took my own ideas and made one. And it's been working great. I'm telling you, tilting that thing in the winter, it makes a real difference. So if you're thinking about it, I highly recommend it. Y'all can go check that video out. Of course, it's on my channel somewhere on the playlist. So go check it out. Miguel says, did you need a permit for that mount? I'm in southeastern North Carolina. I'm kind of in the country, so I didn't get a permit for anything. Now, I went on the county's website and looked to see if they had anything about solar stuff, and I didn't see anything. And so I roll with it like I'm not going to ask. And they drive by my house all the time because they stopped at my house when I was building my addition and gave me a stop work notice because I didn't have a permit on that. But I ended up getting one, of course. But I just do stuff and just wait for them to say something. If they're not saying anything, that means, to me, it's perfectly legal. So I'm not going to go ask them to take my money. But that's just me. I'm not recommending that. I'm just saying follow the rules for your place. I tried. I went online. If it said I needed a permit for anything solar, I would have tried to go get it just so they didn't bother me. But there was nothing on there. So it's probably because there's not a lot of people around here with solar. You know, I'm in a poor county in North Carolina, so there ain't a ton of people with solar out in the country, at least. Maybe in towns. Let's see here. Robert says, how big were each of your panels? My panels were 7 foot by 4 foot. Those panels are they're not that big. It's probably maybe 5.5 or 6 foot by 3.5 foot or a little over 3 foot, something like that. They're the Hyundai 305 watt panels, so they're not huge. So not the biggest in the world. And I mean, you could always just put 10 panels on there if you have bigger panels and bigger wattage. And of course, I would recommend you getting bifacial panels. These are not bifacials because when I got these, they were a deal. I think these things were like $88 a panel or something. That was a long time ago. So at least it seems like it was a long time ago, a year or two ago now. So you might be able to get them cheaper if you can find them, but you probably can't find them. Most stuff is going to be bifacial now. And that would work way better on this if you had a bifacials. And so maybe I'll change those out to bifacials at some point. Jim says, now, how did I not know where I guess where I live? Is that what he's talking about or somebody else? I don't know if he's talking to somebody else or talking to me. And Jetfire says, I just ordered a 12,000 XP, but from current connected. Sorry. Oh, man, come on. Hey, did you at least use Adam's link? Adam Delay. If you use Adam's link, he can get a commission because he's a current connected affiliate. Of course, I'm not. And so let me go back. And if my voice is still a little hoarse from last week, but it's getting a lot better. So if I kind of have my voice go a little crazy every once in a while, that's probably what it is. Let me drink some water real quick. All right, I'm seeing a few comments in here. My 400 watt bifaccials are 5x4. Bam. Yeah. Hey, those would probably definitely fit on here. I got a little extra room, as y'all can see over here. Let me go ahead and share the screen over here. So I got a little extra room over here. So bigger panels would probably fit. At least, yeah, it'll fit because width-wise, you got several inches on this end and then several on the other end. So probably would fit some bigger panels. Just go ahead and measure the stuff out and see what you got. And Jim, he is the man. He says the Hyundais are 39 inches wide and 65 inches long. Bam. So, like I said, a little more than 3 foot. I knew it was somewhere in there, 3.5 or 3 foot and a couple inches to 3.5. I thought it was somewhere in there. So I was close. And 65 inches. So, bam. Thank you, Jim, my moderator. Let's see here. I'm trying to click on. Okay. John says, Rodney helped me a ton with his videos. Bam. That must be all my old ones because I still got a lot of stuff I need to edit and upload right now. I ain't been putting out a ton of stuff lately, but I'm working on it. That's what happens when you have a job. You have to do all the job stuff. YouTubing takes time when you're doing this kind of stuff. Which hybrid inverter are you getting, Rodney? So I'm getting a FlexBoss 18 for sure to do some testing on. And then, of course, I have the 12K PV here. And I was thinking about maybe getting a Grid Boss and then tying both of those together since I'll have both of them and have that run my whole house. And it'd be some cool testing, too, just because they're two different inverters. And most people aren't going to have that set up. But let's say somebody had a 12K PV or they had a FlexBoss 18 or something like that. And they're like, oh, that's not enough power. They want to get another inverter. And they get a different inverter. They're just wondering if it works. I could do some testing with that. So we'll see if I can afford it. That is the biggest thing, is the money. Yeah. I mean, stuff is not cheap. I mean, y'all know that. I mean, everybody had to buy their own stuff. So, let's see. So the FlexBoss 18, definitely gonna be testing that out. Donnie says, do you overpanel the 6000 XP? Mine are 400 watt panels. I have 10 total, 370 volts. So I have 14 of the basically 450 wattish panels on each one of the 6000 XPs. And then the last one, I have the Hyundai's on one MPPT, one still open. So I guess it is, I guess I have about 6,000, a little over 6,000 watts on the inverter. So it could go up higher. So I don't have it way over panel. It's basically right where it needs to be. And so it's not way over panel, but it could be. Of course, these 6,000 XPs can take quite a bit of power. Not as much as the 12,000, which is right here. That's running my building right now, running everything in here. That thing is crazy how much power that thing can take in. Jetfire said, yep, and mentioned your name and his. Bam. That is awesome. So, you know, Adam, I'll talk to him and make sure he's getting that affiliate sale since he's connected to him. That is awesome. If you're buying the stuff anyway, you might as well try to go support whoever it is. Me, Eric, Adam, Gavin, whoever you like supporting, go support them. You know, use their link because it's going to support them. They can get more stuff. This stuff is not cheap to do any testing on it. I mean, even if they send you something like an inverter, I mean, you still need batteries and cables and solar and everything else to do the testing. So even if you get one free thing, you're usually still buying 3 or 4 different things to make it work. So it's definitely not cheap. And then of course, a lot of these inverters we buy, I think I bought the 12,000 XP, I'm pretty sure. So let's see here, just because I wanted to test it out. Let me see here. I'm looking at the okay, I got to read to see who's got a question here. Looks like the comments are speeding up a little bit. Jay Holmes says, I'm in North Carolina. My light company came out here. They thought I was stealing power because they didn't see any power coming through the meter. So don't be afraid to go off grid. Oh, hey, mine came out and put a smart meter out here like one day. And I'm like, I don't know if they were just changing everybody's stuff or they thought I was doing something too. Cause I wasn't using power sometimes. So, hey, it is what it is. I mean, I just turned the breaker off. They can do whatever they want to do. They definitely didn't ask. They just popped up in my yard and were doing it. I'm like, who are you? Like, they don't even call you or anything. That is just all kinds of messed up, in my opinion. They better be lucky I didn't have a fence, because they wouldn't have been up in here. All right. How big is your system versus daily need? Does your system cover your daily needs? If the sun is out, my system now covers my daily needs because I got a 100 kilowatt hour battery, but it's just when the sun is not out, or if it's a super cold night, you may have to think twice. Right now I probably don't have to think twice. I probably got enough batteries even in a super cold night. But when I had 85 kilowatt hours, I did run out once, and that was a couple weeks ago. So it was one of them super cold nights, and my crowd, I was at work, and they ran out of power about 6:30 in the morning, I think. So I'm like, I don't know what they did. They must have used a ton of power. And so I guess they were washing, drying clothes till midnight or something like that. So my family pretty much don't change anything when we're running on solar. The only thing they ever change is I tell them don't cook and use the dryer at the same time. Because I said 16,000 watts in the last video. It could go over 18,000 watts of total output that my 3 inverters have. And so if both of my I have 2 central air units. I have a mini split. I have a water heater, a dryer, a stove. All that stuff's electric. If it's all running at the same time, it's going to go over 18,000. So to prevent that, I just tell them either you cook and use the stove, or you use the dryer. Don't use them both at the same time. If everything else is running, it still won't be over 18,000. Unless I go try to charge my EV, which I usually charge it over here on this system. So the day I'm charging over there, just because I wanted to use some of the power and had been working on the system, so my house is running on the grid right this second. Because I got to finish up a video I'm working on. Let me go back to the comments here. Blaine says, okay, so you're staying in the EG4 ecosystem? I mean, probably. I mean, just because I want to be able to try out that Grid Boss, and I'm getting the 18K PV already. I mean, the Flex Boss 18, not the 18K PV. The Flex Boss 18, and I already had a 12K. So it's like, I already got it, / am getting it, so I might as well use it. I'd be down for using something else if somebody wanted to send it to me, but I probably won't be buying anything else unless it's batteries. So, batteries are going to be the issue. I need some outdoor rated batteries at some point to make this happen. So I'm going to see what happens. And if somebody wants to send me some out, I'll definitely take them and test them out, and we'll make some videos and see how they do, and try them out with the EG4 inverters. So if If you guys got any you want to send me, hey, go ahead and feel free. Oh, man. Okay. Jay says, I have learned a lot from you, Rodney. Thank you. Hey, I definitely appreciate you guys. I learned from you guys as well, so I definitely don't know everything. You can go in these comments and in the chat, and you can find a lot of great answers from people that did systems themselves, and they've did stuff that I haven't done, or they might be an electrician or whatever the case may be. Off-Grid Wannabe says, do you AC couple anything yet? No, I'm not AC coupling anything. I mean, I'd be interested to try it out, if I had enough solar and get some micro inverters or something like that, and then see how that works. But no, I haven't done it yet. Miguel says, thank you, Rodney. I've watched and learned from your videos. Hey, I definitely appreciate you as well. I'm trying to get through these comments. Let's see here. Donnie says he picked up another 6,000 XP this week. Bam, that's awesome. So how many does that make, Donnie? Let's see here. Bebop says, did you catch Eric's rebuild of his XPs? Nice job he did. Yeah, he did an outstanding job on that stuff. Yeah, I've watched all of it. I think it's 3 videos that I've seen so far. So if he put out another one, I haven't seen it, but I think I've seen 3. And awesome, I'm definitely going to be copying it. And if I upgrade and then when I fix my 6,000 XPs, I'm going to use that Unistrut. I've used Unistrut for a lot of stuff anyway, like building my solar arrays. So I have some extra right now. But yeah, this stuff looks good. So that's the way to do it. The first time you do it, go ahead and do it right. A lot of you guys aren't going to be redoing stuff. You're going to do it one time and leave it. So you might as well do it right the first time. I've had the Grow Watt, 6,000 XPs, the inverters over here. Bam, Bebop, $10 super chat. Hey, I really appreciate it, Bebop. Definitely appreciate it. Now I lost my train of thought now. What I was trying to say is, hey, thank you. Definitely appreciate it. What I was trying to say is that, now I'm done. Forgot. Oh, yeah. If you're going to do your system, do it right the first time. Because you guys are probably only doing it once because you're not making videos. So that's one reason I didn't go back once I took that metal raceway out. I didn't go back and fix it because I figured at some point I'd be doing another upgrade and changing it. So I just didn't want to do it and then have to redo it again. So, hey, call me lazy, whatever. That stuff takes a lot of time, and I can't get done half the stuff I have to do now. I still got a family and have to do normal stuff. I mean, here the last couple months, I've been painting and doing all kinds of nonsense that nobody wants to do, but you just have to. So fixing stuff, doing plumbing. I mean, yeah, who wants to do plumbing? I mean, one of you guys might be a plumber and make money from it, but I'm talking about at your own house. I don't, but sometimes stuff starts leaking. You got to work on it. And there's a lot of times when I'm off and I want to make a video and I just got to do normal everyday stuff. So normal everyday life. Oh, man. Jim says, Rodney has a wife and 10 kids, sucking the life out of his batteries. Laugh out loud. Yeah. So I guess maybe he asked, like, what am I doing with all that power? And my kids are homeschooled. They're here all the time. We're running the wash and dryer 6 days a week from in the morning to at night. And hey, it's just a lot of power getting used. Let me see comments. Okay, and Donnie says he has 2 of the 6,000 XPs now. Bam. Hey, that's a lot of output there. Got that 12K output now. Off-Grid Wannabe says, you can AC couple off-grid using the generator port. Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that. Yeah, I think it might have to be a certain size system over what you're using or something like that. I'm going to have to verify all that and see if you can derate it or whatever, just to make sure it wouldn't go over the 6,000 XP power. You should be able to, so if you can do a regular generator like that, I'm guessing. So a lot of times when you have a generator input, maybe it's the grid input that I'm thinking of. You have to have, no, it is the generator. You have to have a generator that's going to run, everything. And when it wants to go pull the generator power, it might not pull from the batteries. I'm going to have to go look it all up and just do my research and see how it is. Bam! Got a $20 super chat. I appreciate it, Robert. Hey, awesome. Now, when you do a $20 one, apparently this thing's going to bounce up and down for a while. I guess I have it too big, so it's covering up my face, so you guys won't be able to see me. But hey, I definitely appreciate it. Thank you. And Bebop, thank you again as well. I don't want to forget anybody. And we'll wait for this to stop jumping up and down before I continue on and bringing up more comments. But basically, man, somehow we've been on here for an hour. I can't believe that. And I was just going to get on here for like 10 or 15 minutes. So basically, we covered everything. We picked a winner today. We discussed the Flex Boss and me possibly upgrading to hybrid inverters. And then we discussed my current system. So if anybody has any more questions about that stuff, I guess I can stay in here a few more minutes. And I definitely appreciate everybody. Let's go ahead and bam. We'll let it jump over there so you can see my face. That is awesome. All right. Let me go ahead and come back. Stephanie says, batteries sure are expensive to have shipped. Pretty sure Signature Solar wanted $300. Yep. And I think right now, don't they still have the free shipping if you buy over $5,000? Or I think they also have $200 shipping if you buy over $2,000. So Stephanie, you might want to go look at that. That may be a possibility for you to get some cheaper solar. You know, hey, you have to buy more stuff, but I mean, if you're looking to get free shipping. Blaine says, there's so much controversy on grounding and array. What's your take and how? I mean, I have a grounding rod basically at my array that's grounding it. So that's a separate ground. You know, it's my DC ground. So that's what I have. I mean, I think I got them all grounded. There's probably one that I probably still need to ground. You know, y'all don't follow me. Don't do what I do. You're supposed to ground the thing. But my main array is definitely grounded. I know at least two of them's grounded. I'm going to have to look at the third one now I'm thinking about it. I'm pretty sure it's grounded. But it has its own separate grounding rod. And anytime you're grounding stuff, AC and DC, just make sure the grounding rods are at least 6 foot apart. I'm not an electrician, so you got to go look up all this stuff yourself or talk to an electrician or talk to Signature Solar. They give you the right information, but you know, that's what I've been told, and that's what I've kind of followed. So that's just what I'm doing. I'm not saying it's 100% the right thing. Jim says, I have AC coupled with a charge inverter. Laugh out loud. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing I'm doing. I got to make a video of is, I'm not going to tell you because I want you to come watch the video. But basically, I've found a way basically to take the power from this building here off the, where is it? The 12,000 XP here, and get it over to my main system. Is really inefficient way to do it because, you know, basically we're charging the batteries over here and then using the AC to charge the batteries over there on the other system. But it's just a way to do it, and I'll make a video on that and get it edited. I've already got some of the video. Get it edited out and show you that. So really doing an emergency, I would have about 143 kilowatt hours of batteries because I got 43 over here on this part. So not bad at all. What video biggest views you had? It's probably the cheap solar pergola, the $339 one. Either that or maybe the tilt array, maybe. I can't remember. One of those has 100 and some thousand views, I think. So good for my size channel. I definitely appreciate everybody watching it. I'm still new to solar. If I have daily 60 kilowatts need, can I get by with a 15 kilowatt array with 4 hours average of good daylight? If that's your total needs for the day and night, I'm guessing you're saying. I mean, you should be able to. I mean, that's a pretty big array, and even during cloudy conditions, unless you're running your battery. So unless you're running your batteries all the way down to 0 and you have 60 kilowatt hours of batteries, you should be fine. Let's say you have 30 kilowatt hours of batteries, but your total usage will be 30 kilowatts during the day and 30 at night, you should be fine. If most of your usage is at night, you need a bigger battery bank. You know, always go as big as you can. So if 15 kilowatts is the biggest you can do, you know, I would think that will work, you know, especially if you have some grid power as a backup or a generator or something like that, you should be all right. Did you say that was off grid or no? I don't think that would be completely off grid. If you're completely off grid, you know, you might not need that much power, but you just let me know in the comments. Let's see here. How many watts house used with no heavy loads? Mine about 800 watts all the time. I think mine's probably about 1,000 watts, even with nothing major running, just your normal internet and like fans and humidifiers and all that kind of stuff. And I do have, a few lights here and there, probably always on mostly, but usually about 1,000 watts for me. All right, let's see what I'm missing here. And Jim says, go see my array I built for the hybrid mini split. And so I would show that, but we're probably going to show that one next week, Jim. I was going to try to show it last week, but just didn't get to it with having a special guest and all that. Just ran out of time. I had it all set up, just never got to it. But we're going to be showing it this week in the live stream, Jim, so everybody will be able to check it out for sure then. Bebop says, got a ground for the surge arresters, but no way I'm grounding the panel frames. So you didn't ground the panel frames? Why not? Yeah, I mean, another reason to ground your panel frames is sometimes you can get some, I guess it's AC leaking back on the PV lines or something. You touch the frame and you got a little bit of static. So I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't know if it's AC. I don't know what it is. You can shock yourself a little bit from your panel frame. So definitely a good idea to ground them, if nothing else for that. So maybe you're saying you don't want to ground them because you're scared of lightning hitting them or something. Robert says, have you tried the eco-worthy server rack batteries? I just bought 30 kilowatts for $5,000. They are working pretty good. Yeah, I have a video out I just did on the 2 eco-worthy batteries that I tested out, and they are doing pretty good. I'm going to do a long-term video as well. They're part of that 100 kilowatts that I got on my main system on my house. So they seem to be pretty good, especially for $800 some. And they had free shipping at that time. So, I mean, if they still have free shipping, and I think the day I saw them, they were $800 some again. Hey, those batteries seem to be a deal. So I'll definitely go check those out. If you go check out my video and use my link, of course, I'll get an affiliate link it's an affiliate link, so I get a little commission from that, from EcoWorthy. So if you want to go and waste a little bit of time to go find that, you can. I don't have it prepped right now for me to just bring up and put in the chat. I don't have it set up. I wasn't ready for that. Let's see. Donnie says, I like the fishing videos. Unfortunately, I hadn't got to go fishing in a while as I got rid of my kayak. Yep. Bebop's scared of the lightning. Let me see here. Blaine says, I'm kind of like Rodney. I use 100 kilowatts a day in the summer. Yep. You can burn through some power with just a regular size house with all electric appliances. That's what we have. And my plan was not to go out and buy a lot of energy efficient appliances. I may do that at some point, but my plan was to try to get my system where it would just run my house and my family could just run normal during emergencies. So mine's not 100% about just saving money, even though it can save you money if you're running it all the time. And I wanted to be able to do that. But mine was, so when the grid goes down, we've had hurricanes, Hurricane Matthew. Hey, the power went out for 4 or 5 days or whatever it was. I mean, I hate running a generator and filling that thing up with gas. I'm like, I'm done with this. So I got a little system. I got 1 inverter and 1 or 2 batteries and 10 solar panels to start with. And I didn't make any videos on it at that point. But at some point, I started making videos. And, it just gets to be addictive. And I just want to upgrade and make it better so you can run your whole house and not have to worry about it. And that was always the goal. And so I pretty much can now. But I still want to upgrade and make it better so I never have to worry about charging the batteries, even when it's cloudy outside. Christian says, dude, you're wasting away. Eat a carb. Nope. Carnivore diet. I've been doing it for about 13 months. So anybody that doesn't know, you go back and watch my old videos. I'm all big and fat. So, hey, I got on a carnivore diet and I eat as much food as I want now. It's just all meat. I eat meat, cheese, drink water. I do drink coffee, but I'm not putting sugar in or nothing like that. I put heavy whipping cream in my coffee, just a little bit. And so that is where I'm at now. And I'm probably never going to stop because carbs turn into sugar. Sugar is bad for you. I mean, anybody doesn't know that. I mean, this ain't a medical channel. I'm not giving no medical advice. But if you don't know sugar is bad for you, then you just look at me, look at my old videos, go check them out. And then when I started the carnivore diet, now look, and you just get down to whatever weight you're supposed to be, and you just stay there. And I eat as much as I want. I eat eggs and chicken and you know ground beef, and I eat a whole bunch of ribeyes. So I mean, who doesn't like a ribeye? Come on, people. I mean, hey, anybody can do whatever they want. That's why I say, hey, y'all free to eat carbs if you want. I'm just not down with it. My blood pressure's lower, so just for me personally, it's made me more healthy, and I just think that's part of all my stuff is part of being more prepared, and I mean, you can be more prepared by being healthier too and in better shape. So, I mean that's one part of preparedness. So, I mean, I guess you can call me a prepper or whatever, but I mean, I just think it's somebody with some sense. You don't realize emergencies happen. Hey, there must be something wrong with you. Oh man. Don't let me get started, people. Don't let me get started. Let me see. But yeah, I'm not wasting away, Christian. I'm good. Stephanie says all meat diet, only way to live. So you're on the carnivore diet too? There's a lot of people on it now. Country View Acres says you should buy a half a cow. Yeah, I should, because I buy too many ribeyes at the store. So my plan was at some point, start buying my own whole ribeye and cutting them up and all that. And I just hadn't did it yet. I don't know why, but I eat a ton of ribeyes, a ton of them. So if you can do carnivore, you don't have to eat ribeyes all the time. If anybody's interested in it, there's a bunch of channels you can go out there and watch on the carnivore diet. And I mean, you are better off eating processed foods like bologna and hot dogs than you are of eating anything with sugar. Sugar is evil, people. I'm probably gonna get this video is gonna get banned because I'm on here talking about sugar, but this stuff is bad. I mean, ain't nothing good about sugar. I mean, I know. I should just get off of it. It's supposed to be talking about solar, but to me, being healthy is part of being prepared. So I'm just trying to get more healthy, and my blood pressure and everything is lower. What I was gonna say earlier is my blood pressure before I started carnivore diet was maybe 127, 128 over like 82 or something like that. And now it's usually 106 over 70 to 68 or something like that, and it just maintains. So anybody that thinks that stuff is clogging my arteries, I mean, I do blood work and all that stuff too. I mean, they think cholesterol clogs your arteries. That's just not. It's just false. I gotta stop talking about this. I'm gonna get in trouble. All right, let me go back to the chat here. Let's see here. Donnie says my wife eats carnivore. I eat only whole food meat and green veggies. Lost 70 pounds, staying 205 for a year. That is awesome. So, and keto is also, if you eat a lot less carbs and vegetables, that's gonna be good for you too. So, keto, carnivore, there's a lot of different ways to do it. I'm just an all or nothing type of person. I used to eat junk food, sweets, and chocolate. I love chocolate. I love snack cakes and all that nasty stuff. And so I just was all in on it. I just went one day, I was eating regular stuff, the normal American poor sugar diet. And the next day, I ate like 8 eggs and a whole slab of bacon. So, and that's all I ate all day. And so I just filled myself up. And maybe for the first 30 days, I ate like once a day because I wasn't hungry. I'd eat a pile of meat, a pile of food, eggs, cheese, and bacon. A family-sized pack of bacon, people. Yeah, it just sounds crazy. And that's how I started losing weight. Yeah, let's let the truth out. All right, let me get off of it again. I know I'm getting started. This thing went all off the rails off of solar. I don't know what happened. Let's see here. And I've got a bunch of people at work. Now I'm still talking about the diet. Got a bunch of people at work that have tried the diet. Some people did it for 30 days. And I just told them, hey, if you're going to do it for 30 days to see how you feel. Because you feel a lot better too. I mean, I'm just telling you, it's just crazy. Do your research. Not giving any medical advice. Go talk to your doctor. Bam, I'm covered. All right, let's see here. Christian says solar and physical fitness. Yeah. And that's another thing I just started doing. I didn't go to the gym one single time when I lost all this weight, but I have started going a little bit here recently just because I wanted to start getting more kind of toned and all that stuff. I feel better. So I want to start working out a little bit and just try to make myself feel even better. And, yeah, we'll see how the whole gym thing goes, but I didn't go to the gym one single time to lose weight. I lost like 60 pounds in like maybe 100 days or something like that. And then I just been maintaining since then. And you can go look at my videos and see the progress when I was going down. Go look at a year and a half ago, a year ago. I was big. You just you gotta tell the truth. I was on that standard American diet. It was terrible. All right, looks like I got another super chat. Bam, it didn't pop up. Is that the same one? Or Robert, did you give me 2 super chats? It says a baby lemon jumping in. Oh, that's a little sticker thing. Okay. Bam, I definitely appreciate it. I don't know if that was the same one or not. I'm confused. Did he send 2 super chats? Hey, y'all let me know in the comments if that's the second one. Christian says best solar channel on YouTube. Oh, that is definitely not true there. Y'all don't want to follow me for only for solar. I can try to give some advice of just what a regular person's doing with their solar. So I definitely like it. I definitely think it's fun, and I definitely appreciate you. Oh, Jim says super stickers don't pop up. So did Robert give 2, or is that somebody else? Maybe I got confused. Where did that come from? Where does balloons come from? Look, I don't know how those balloons popped up. That wasn't me. Oh, man. Maybe somebody already mentioned this, but the Grid Boss price jumped $600 likely due to tariffs. Yeah, I wasn't for sure what the price was before, so I didn't know 100% if that thing jumped. I definitely want to test one out. I would like to have 2 of them, really. I'd like to have one for my house to test out the hybrid inverters. Then I'd like to have one for my test setup back here, just so I can hook different inverters up to it when I'm doing testing, just to make everything easier and I don't have to keep rewiring stuff. And I think it would make it a little cleaner. So we'll see at some point. I'm definitely not going to buy 2 of them at once. Now, if they want to send me 2, I'll take it, but I doubt they're going to do that. But it would be fun. Let me see here. And Jim says that it's his second today. Man, that is awesome. I definitely appreciate it. You guys don't got to spend all your money to to send me more than 1 super chat or super thanks or any of that. If you just got it like that, that's fine. But you don't have to send it if you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? I know this is hard times for everybody. Price of stuff is ridiculous. So I definitely appreciate it. If you need to take that one back, take it back if it was an accident. And Robert says, yes, sir. 2 for you. Bam. Appreciate it. I didn't know if it was an accident or not. And Jim says, I want to move in with Robert. He said, Robert must have some extra money going on there. Oh, my goodness. But let me see how long we've been on here. Been on here about an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 18 minutes. So that's probably getting close to about long enough. My voice is starting to slowly go down. So if anybody has any more questions here right at the end, go ahead and throw that in the chat. We'll give it a couple more minutes, and then we'll go ahead and end this thing, and we'll see what I got coming up. I'm definitely going to have the 18K. I keep saying 18K. Why does EG4 have to take all these names and make them all 18 and 12s? Give me some different names. Flex Boss 18. I'm definitely going to be testing that out as soon as it arrives. So y'all stick around for that. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And I'm not seeing any more questions. Bebop says, nope, I gotta go. Vision fading. Laugh out loud. Hey, well, I definitely appreciate everybody for checking out the live stream. And if you're checking this out after the fact, I'll definitely try to have some links below for all this equipment. And remember, anytime you use my links, it's helping out the channel. Haven't been getting a ton of sales lately. And definitely, Appreciate the people that made purchases last month. And we only had 8 people make purchases. So one of those 8 people, I think Sabi K is the name. I might be saying the name wrong. Hey, you won something, and I'm gonna be sending you an email out with the Midnight Solar surge protection devices that you can put on your AC and your DC side. So maybe they'll be able to help you out and help out your system just in case of emergencies. And we'll see everybody later. And thanks for watching.